we need to move on to our second topic of today. And this, I'm going to play this, I'm going to keep this playing, is in slow motion. This is from the event where Meghan and Harry were, talking about mental health for the youth, for because social media is effectively, that's a thing, is destroying people's minds, especially the younger generations, which are still in that developing phase. But you know that Meghan never loses that touch, that she needs to be the one who is the protagonist of any setting, of any circumstances. And she had to make sure in some way or another that having those hugs, of course, because you know that she's a hugger. That's another thing. When you try to define your brand by something that upsets people, that is quite a thing nowadays. That is something that people can do. You acquire this persona of, oh my God, I love hugging people. And Meghan assumed this kind of technique or hugging persona because she knew that it was going to be in direct contrast with the royal family. Oh, she was going to be a different kind of royal, much more approachable, right? Oh, how warm, how beautiful, that's part of their strategy. That strategy is perfectly valid. You have to differentiate yourself from whoever you don't want to be associated with. But Meghan wants to be associated with the royal family, but be seen as, I'm a better version. I'm a better kind of royal. I'm the future of the royal family, but they haven't realized that yet. That's why she does this all the time. And she makes sure that you already saw that a couple times, that gesture from Harry. He is moving to greet the man who is going to greet them. Okay, that is nice. I'm going to see this right now. Right now, he moves Harry with a neutral hand to shake the man's hand. He goes for that. I see that the man has his lips a bit pressed. Maybe he was a bit uncomfortable. But then Meghan just goes between Harry and him immediately to hug the guy. And I don't know about you, but no, this is not something that you do in formal settings. Maybe that's why Harry lowers his head, looks to the floor, touches his nose. He's nervous. He doesn't like it. Maybe he didn't like being there, but at the same time, it's obvious that Harry did not like Meghan immediately breaking the handshake, even if this is in slow motion. You know that handshake is a couple shakes. You keep eye contact with the person and maybe share a couple words, a couple remarks. But even if this was very quick, Meghan instantly got in between for an invasion of intimate personal space, more like intimate space. Personal space is when you're talking to someone, you have like 50 to 60 centimeters, like a couple feet, 1 or 2 feet between you and them. And but intimate space is a hug, something that is, in my opinion, completely out of the question in any formal setting. I think it's not only my opinion, something that I wouldn't do because most people don't like to be touched, much less if you are complete strangers to them. So Meghan is just trying to do this artificial warmth to be seen as, oh, how cute are you? A different kind of royal. And we know that so many people still talk about Meghan as she's some kind of royal, right? Which we know is no longer the case. Was she a real royal at some point? An actual royal? I would like to see what do you think about that. No, that guy doesn't look happy, Mary. I agree. But there's something that you might have missed, even if I made sure to point that out right at the end of the video after Meghan hugs him and they separate. That poor guy didn't want to put his face near her naked shoulder. Oh, yeah, at the same time, yes, you're right. But it's a bit uncomfortable, right? So much skin there. That's not something that is a custom, but you can see that there's this. He's holding her hand up to the end. Maybe he didn't like it, but he was holding Megan's hand. He was holding Megan's hand, even as he was hugging her. But so I don't think that he did completely did not like the hug. And maybe he liked it a bit, because if he didn't like it, he would not be holding Megan's hand after that hug. It all in all is something uncomfortable, and maybe it's even some kind of power play here. There you have it. They're holding hands, and maybe that's why Harry was so uncomfortable with this. And also, thanks to Meghan's mole, we got this clip. Watch as Meghan flirts and touches the U.S. Surgeon General right in front of her husband's clueless nose. Yes, you know that is Meghan's attitude. I am not. I don't want to sound too harsh on this, too petty, but you are in the formal setting. You are talking to I don't know, someone who is not a close friend. I don't know, touching them in the shoulder again and again. I can understand something when you're greeting them, that you shake their hand and with the other hand you make just a quick, almost unnoticeable tap in the arm. Okay, whatever happens from the shoulder to the elbow, it doesn't matter. It's usually fine. That's an area what we are used to, a slight tap on the arm. The back is always a bit more condescending. You should do it only with people that you know. And with from the elbow to the wrist, it's a bit could be a bit uncomfortable, because it would feel like you are leading them. You have to know a bit of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, to do that kind of advanced touching, so people doesn't notice that you're leading them. But the problem is that if you are caught in the camera doing that, it will always look bad, because this is a formal setting. This is no way the right moment to be touching someone like this. So that is the problem with Meghan. She wants to come out. She is desperately trying to come out as relatable, approachable, huggable, and all that able that she wants to be seen. But no, it is cringe. It seems forced, and I understand that her fans can say, "Oh my God, she's having a great time," and people around her are having a great time. Yes, this is gonna look like that to them, but I'm sure that if these people saw their partner behaving like this with a total stranger, they would not be keen on that. I'm sure about that. You know that those double standards will pop up the moment you see this doing a person that you truly care about, a person that you will feel jealous about, doing this kind of things with perfect strangers. No, this is not the way. And yeah, it's pitiful that Harry, what happened to your head? What is this? Oh my God! I don't like to point out that much. You know that I've dropped that topic altogether. I don't want to talk about that topic anymore. But this video was, what is this? Oh my God, Harry, you should shave that off. I'm sure you look way more manly if you shave that off. She did worse than that with total strangers. Yes, Sally, I agree. It has happened already. Oh my God. Emily, I agree. Warning, marrying Meghan Markle increases your risk of memoir writing. Oh, the stories they must have. Oh my God, you're on point. Even if there should have been enough non-disclosure agreements around to prevent that kind of things. Thanks, Rita. So let's move on our next topic.